Watch me take a graphic from this to this. Hey, my name is Cynthia Akita and welcome to Make It Your Own Design Academy. And in this episode, I'm actually going to, take one of our last designs a step up. And so if you remember correctly, we started off with this template here from Canva, and then we played around with it and we turned it into this and this as well. Now, in this episode, if you really like this type of a style for your brand, there's Lord help me. There's actually a lot more that you can do with this template style. So I just wanted to show a couple of options for you and just play around. So I'm gonna duplicate. And so this is our main character, our main lady. And what you can do is actually select, drag, and hold your cursor, if I explain that correctly, and resize everything else. So I'm gonna put these in the different corners of our canvas. And I'm going to do a background remover on our young lady here and remove the outline. So started like this, right? And this is something else that you can do. You could also move her to the side. So all right, let's start with her in the center, and then I'm just going to duplicate the page and then we'll do something else. So I'm just going to crop her a little bit so that her box doesn't take up all the space in the world. So we have her here in the center. And don't forget to switch up your fonts once you get some templates, or just determine which templates you want to use. Take that and do this new spring collection. If you wanted that outline type of look, what you can do is copy it, place it right over. Okay, that's not right over, is it? Okay. And then go to Effects, go to Hollow. And you can decide the thickness of your font. It actually gives it a cool shadow like this, but that wasn't the goal. Anyway, so put it right on top and then go to position. You want to put the fully filled in text behind her, and then that's how you get that kind of a look that some people utilize in their design. So if that's something you weren't really sure how to do, that's how you do it. All right, so let's copy that. Available now. We're gonna align right on that, and we're gonna make it smaller. And then because we have space here, it's not a crime to use that space instead of putting text over objects. And we can also align right there and put mywebsite.com. So that's one. Another thing we can do here is to, again, fix up her crop a little bit and make her bigger. Put her off to the side, and then let's just say her name is Sally Sue. We're gonna make that bigger because your font should at least be 21 for it to be legible without like people having to zoom in unless they have like, you know, vision challenges. And then we could put like a quote here. So all right, so there's a message. And again, we're gonna make it bigger than the 21, so. And then if you go to elements, you can do search for quotes and go to graphics, and you can have a graphic, a graphic, excuse me. You could have a graphic on top. And I'm staggering it because the Sally Sue is a bit moved to the left, and then you have this here, and so I moved the quotes over to the right, so it's like a diagonal stack. So we could change that as well. And there you've turned it into a quote template. So started off like this. We played around with, you know, the spring collection available now, mywebsite.com, by putting things to the side. And then we took that same thing and turned it into a template. Pardon me, I just had to kill a fly. All right, so we've done that. And then you could actually really turn this into a carousel too. Now, I will say, if you're doing a carousel like this, it'll definitely be a lot harder. But if you are doing it as a custom size, and if you've tapped into the newest Canva version, you could actually do that in here. So I'm gonna do, the height is gonna be 1080. I'm gonna get a calculator real quick and do 1080 times 4. And that's gonna be 4 pages, 4, whatchamacallit? Yeah, 10 slides is what I mean. All right, so, wait, I feel like I did the math wrong. Let me think for a quick moment. Sorry, pardon me. Actually, I think I need to resize this. So the height should actually be 1350. All right, let's try this again. No, that's not what I meant to do. All right. So the height is 1350 and the width is the 4320. And that's because Instagram is using the 4x5s instead of the 1x1. So, all right, there we are, fixed. So, sometimes you just have to click on the background and like paste it for it to move where you want it to move. Now, because I have 4, I need to set up some guides. All right, so I need to do all right, so you got 1081. I know I could probably like type it in or whatever. There we go, 2160. And then we're just gonna have to estimate on this one. But there is a way to do it exactly, and I've done a video on that. So yeah, so I'm gonna select all the frames and stretch them out. Not too much because I'm gonna lose this one. I'm just gonna rotate her a bit. And what you would do in a carousel like this is you literally just design the whole thing and you don't think about whether it makes sense. I would say at the very least, make sure the text is inside of each box. But when it comes to the photos, you could literally put them wherever you feel like placing them. So I'm making this bigger. And then I'm moving the text over and I'm gonna make that a tad bit bigger as well. All right, so now you can kind of duplicate some of these frames and move things over. You could do like a really huge one in the middle. You could also do a really small one at the end. Sincerely, and then I'm gonna do like handwriting or cursive or something. And Brittany's always a fun one, so I'm gonna put Sally Sue, and that's gonna be like the last page. I'm gonna take the effect off of that so we can see it more clearly, even though technically we're looking at it from like a distance. All right, so I'm just gonna copy this. And I have taken note that the fonts are not all the same, so I'm just gonna switch it out to, I think there's a font called Antonio or something, which is kind of similar to Anton. But I'm gonna use that. And take note that you also don't have to fill up every single space that you see. You know, space is good. It allows the design to breathe. And it's okay that every single point of an area is not taken up. So allow your designs to breathe as well. So I'm just gonna already put that in here. Switch up some things, add some more, just to fit the theme of what we already have going. And yeah, I could have put another picture of her. so I don't necessarily know where this picture really came from specifically. But what I can do is I'm going to use duotone, and I'm going to customize it and put that green in there so that, you know, it has that tinge there. And so I could also make it a bit more transparent and kind of leave it like that. So, and I can zoom in so that you guys kind of have an idea. Well, I guess it's not really going to work that way, but wherever you see the purple line is where the page would split. So imagine just like scrolling on Instagram like you would if you were going through a carousel. And so this would be the first page, and then you would scroll and see the second, and everything would flow nicely like this. There are different apps that you can use to kind of divide up this design, because this is one complete design. So there are like grid apps that you can find on your phone that you can use to split it up and then upload it to Instagram. So let's go back to how we started. So we started like this, add a little bit of flair and move the photos outwards, and then centered our young lady. Then we turned it into like a quote graphic with the same type of vibe, and then we turned it into a carousel as well. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions or want me to design something specific, feel free to put it down below in the comments. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. All right, have an amazing day. Bye.